Hello everyone and welcome to the 8th devlog for Ronin 2072. We got a lot of exciting things in this episode, so let's go right into it. One of the biggest things that we've finally done is release a teaser trailer for the game. On top of that, we also have a Steam page which you can wishlist the game if you're interested in it. I'll put a link down below in the description, including the full teaser trailer, which is on our official YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe to that channel because that's where the full gameplay trailer is going to be. Something I actually wanted to do is also make a separate video on the teaser trailer, going through the things that I liked and the things that I disliked about the teaser trailer and some of our processes and things that we thought about. So I think that's going to be really interesting for you guys. If you want to see that as soon as possible, let me know. But it's something I would like to do, kind of going through the things that I liked about it and the things that I want to improve upon in it. In terms of developments, we've gotten a lot more done on the level design portion for the game. We've been playing around with things that we can put on rooftops, different kind of things that we can kind of play around in terms of how the player is going to traverse the world and the amount of things that they're going to be able to use to kind of play around and have fun. Something we actually looked into that we're going to be implementing in the near future are things like monkey bars, climbing bars, which will go more in depth in a future episode when we actually implement it, ropes, and just a whole range of things that should make the world a little bit more interesting rather than just wall running around and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited for that. I'll probably go more in depth on the level design once we have more things fleshed out, probably a little bit more environment art. Right now, our main focus is to block out the world and get the collision and just block out cubes. So then that way we can kind of understand what the pathing is going to be like for the player and what kind of things they might expect from the world. All that kind of fun stuff is really the primary thing that we want to focus on first before we start going into the art section of the world. The largest thing that I wanted to talk about in this episode is our gigantic overhaul of our animation system. We had to do a lot. In fact, we got a system called Advanced Locomotion System, which I believe is free in the Unreal Marketplace, and we completely overhauled it to our fitting, changing up the entire system, removing a bunch of things, stripping a bunch of things, and it's not even close to finished. There's a lot of things we still have to implement, or I guess re-implement, a bunch of things that we want to fix, and a bunch of things that we actually want to improve inside of this system. Things like being able to pivot or kind of slide when you're going from one direction and you're going in the opposite direction. Like when you press A and then immediately press D, we kind of want the player to slide and then turn really quickly. One of our main focuses is making sure that the animation system feels good, but does not get in the way of gameplay. I think that is one of the biggest issues, is when your animation system or movement system is being controlled by your animation system. Or what I mean by that is your movement system is being controlled by your animation system. I think that's probably one of the worst things in my opinion. It makes sense for story games and stuff like that. I prefer a game where we really want to focus on movement and make it feel responsive and make it feel like you're in control. I think it's important that we keep the responsiveness, but also try to aim for something that looks good, feels good, nice and fluid. I think one of the games that really is a great reference for this is Nier Automata. I played a bit of Nier Automata, and I gotta admit, the animation system and just overall combat and the way that you move around just feels great and responsive. It feels like you're in control, but at the same time, the game feels fluid. I think this is missing in a lot of indie games, is just overall a focus on the character animations, especially in third-person games. I feel like we could have a little bit more focus on that. You know, trying to work on IK systems and try to improve things that just make the game feel more fluid and just make it just look more professional. I feel like this is something we could definitely try to do. I see it a lot in AAA, but my concern when it comes to AAA is, in AAA, I feel like it gets in the way and you lose that responsiveness, which is like super important in my opinion. I think The Division did a really good system, but still was borderline losing some of its responsiveness. So hopefully in Ronin, we'll have a great new animation system coming. So far, it's looking super good. It's feeling really good. And in the future, we're going to have even more things that make it feel and look a lot better. Something we actually did that I nearly completely forgot about and wasn't going to show off in this video is the drop kicking. We added drop kicking. Yes, I think it's the perfect combination of movement and combat because it is literally both in one. Essentially, you can just jump, hold the crouch key right after, and you'll go into this kind of pose where you're going to go in for a kick. There's a lot of things we kind of have to improve with it right now. Primarily the fact that sometimes you're kicking people's heads rather than their bodies, which is a concern. So that is something I do want to improve. And overall, the animations could still get, you know, a little bit more fluidity and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's definitely going to come. It's going to take a bit of time, but we're getting there. alongside all of our animation changes for the entire Locomotion system, we're definitely going to improve drop kicking and even add in more things if we can, like maybe being able to slide into people's legs and then making them fall. We've been thinking about maybe incorporating more ragdolling and all that kind of fun stuff, because I feel like that could be nice and goofy. And whenever I play games that do have ragdolls in them that actually impact the way that you play, it just feels more fun and goofy, not really taking itself seriously. That's kind of what we want to do. It is serious, but at the end of the day, we don't want it to be too serious, because then it's just not as enjoyable as it can be. Last but not least, we have something that's really cool, and I think it looks awesome. It's still not finished yet. There's a lot of things we still have to flesh out. The entire train itself has to be fixed up and textured and everything. We have a train system in the world. We also have a vehicle system, but it's not ready to be shown yet. I don't know if I showed it in a past episode, but essentially the train is a fixated path, and there's multiple paths throughout the whole city. So there's multiple train stations, multiple trains going around, all that kind of fun stuff. It's super cool, because I think the main thing that we really wanted when it came to this train system is making it feel like the city was alive. And these trains, just on their own, kind of makes it feel alive. Once we put in proper sound effects and all that kind of fun stuff, and people actually inside of the train, it's going to feel pretty awesome just seeing that passing by, and the fact that you can actually interact with that train. I think that's the most important thing as well, is anything that you touch and kind of go towards and all that kind of fun stuff. I feel like you should have an impact on it. And imagine we had a train system, but you weren't able to go inside of it. I feel like that would be super boring, and I feel like a lot of games do that. So instead, we made it so you can actually enter the train. You'll be able to sit inside of the train. Some of the concerns with this is players just camping in the train. One of the problems with sitting in the train to get to your destination, if you're going straight to it, is A, you're not gaining any abilities or modifications. You're going to be weak when you enter the area, and you have to start attacking enemies and all that kind of fun stuff. Two, if you stay too long on the train, you basically are red flagged, essentially. So after 2 train stations, the next station will end up having police stationed at it, and you end up getting notoriety. So there is a bit of a risk of getting on the train. Generally, it would just be one of those things where you'd get on, maybe get off straight after. It would kind of get you into position, and maybe have a bit of a vantage point. Or maybe if you want to go to a shop and try to see if there's any items there that might be of interest for you in your run. I think the train system is really a cool thing. Of course, one of the main things that we wanted with this train is just something to make it feel like the world is active, to make it feel like civilians actually live in this world, go around, use transportation, all that kind of fun stuff. Of course, we'll be able to show off the cars in a later episode. Those you can actually jump on as well, but similar situation as the train. If you stay too long in the car, you're going to end up getting screwed because you don't have any items or modifications, and you're super weak once you're in the spot where your contract is. Anywho, that's devlog number 8. I'm hoping that I can make that video on the teaser trailer soon, because I feel like that would be a really fun video to make, kind of showing people what we liked about the teaser trailer, what we want to improve upon, and the amount of the kind of feedback that we got from people when it came to the teaser trailer. I wasn't able to put too much gameplay in it, but one of the concerns was we don't have the gameplay just yet. We're going to show that all off in the full trailer. The full gameplay trailer is going to be just full-on gameplay, no more cinematic stuff. We didn't even plan on doing too many cinematic things, but we'll go in depth on that on the next video. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a fantastic month, or 2 months, depending on when I upload the next video. I know I've been slacking a little bit, but it's been really busy working on the game and just a bunch of other stuff as well. Don't forget to check out my Twitch channel. That's been growing. And I really appreciate anybody that has been watching it and following the progress through the Twitch channel. Of course, I do develop the game on there. So if you want to check it out, twitch.tv/firstcrimson. Other than that, I'll see you later.